Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Richard Unicorn Caller, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, we will be crafting the amazing 12-player guild Voracious Void raid key yet again. This is basically the second time crafting this thing. Oh man, this time it didn't take so much. We've had a lot of great guild support this time, a lot more donations with Azoth, and the process was very faster. And then we talked about how Friday, which is today, that is when we are going to be doing the raid, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we're just going to see how well this works out. We did a whole raid application type of method where you just fill out a bunch of questions and stuff like that. So honestly, I am going to be very surprised if we somehow just cannot do the raids, because this will be my last attempt at doing the raids, just because I don't really feel like farming Azoth forever and ever. I feel like the Azoth is kind of like a temporary thing, and I just don't want to do that, for so long. But I wanted to show you the raid application that I have over here. If I can put it up on the screen. This is basically what the raid application looks like. So you would state your wizard name here, you would state your wizard level in school there, just so I know like what level you are and what your wizard name is, and what school you are, and then you can state your stats if you are accepting any, like, alright, what's your offense stats, right? Like, what's your damage stats, like, what's your defense stats, if you wanted to say that, what's your Discord name, and state your desired role. There's the STO role, which is basically the search team outside role. All the search team has to do is basically stop the mana drum, with the mana drains. Basically just run around. That's it. Then for the combat team outside, they will basically just fight mobs on the outside of the battle, and that will help the Vanguard team and the Vanguard team. And then lastly, the Vanguard team, which is probably like the main big one. That is a really big hurdle right there, and a Vanguard team is really tough. So those are basically the 3 roles for the raid. And then another question is if you completed the raid before, and state your preferred time, blah blah blah, and then how much can you dedicate to the raid. Now here are the main requirements that I'm hoping a lot of people saw when they were filling out the raid applications. I think it kind of got jumbled up with some of the other messages in raid applications, but these are basically like the main requirements. So like, you must be willing to join the Discord voice calls. Like, you don't need to use a microphone, but you need to join the Discord call so you can listen for call outs. Right now you can use text chat. Text chat, I would not recommend. We tried text chat and it just was not great. We've also had people that weren't even in the Discord server in general. They were just random guild members. And that's when we kind of like, messed with the guild a little bit, and we kind of like dropped it to like 90% of people of the guild to kind of better organize everything. But yeah, join the Discord call. Now if you are below a max level, then yeah, you can't do any combat roles, because if you're like a level 40, you do not want to fight these monsters, right? Even if you're just going to try and blade, you're just going to get annihilated. You do not want to do the mob fights if you are a low level, right? And you must have bare minimum knowledge of the selected role you have chosen. So if you wanted to go for the search team outside, which are the runners, they just run around stepping on the yellow drums, you gotta have some bare minimum knowledge of that in general, because if you don't know what you're doing and you're just running around in a circle, then it's kind of like a waste of time, and then the Vanguard team, you know, loses a bunch of mana, and then they can't cast any spells, and then that run is pretty much over, right? So if the mana drain is like not done after like what 10 minutes or something like that, you already know it's over, just because the Vanguard team would have lost so much mana by then. So you just want to make sure you're stopping the mana drums, and that goes for CTO as well. The CTO team can also help out with that as well. Basically, those outside players can just stop mana drums or just do whatever they need to do that can help the Vanguard team out. Must have magic touch cantrip available, so you can cast it on the raid battle gate, and so it will activate the gate. Must have bare minimum knowledge of the Rochambeau spells, because they can be used in the raids. And you must be able to sit for 30-minute raid time frames, basically. You know, try to limit going AFK. If you don't know, each raid run is like 30 minutes, basically. You'll get that 30-minute timer, and then the raid battle gate will stay up for about 3 hours. So, you know, in between, if we do manage to get some completed raids, then you will, you know, maybe we'll take like a little 30-minute break. We'll see who needs to leave and stuff like that, blah blah blah. It must be at least cantrip level 5 if you want to do the Vanguard role. You know, are you willing to contribute or farm any A's off? Last question, why should I take you on the raid with me? You know, and then after I made that kind of template for the raid applications, we've gotten some amazing raid applications. Now, the main problem is, well, the good thing is that we got a lot of raid applications, which is good. By the way, if you still want to do a raid application, feel free to fill it out, because I'm sure we're going to need way more raid applications. But the main problem is we already have 2 people on Vanguard that said they might not be able to make it, which was expected. I kind of expected that a lot of people won't even be able to do the raid in general, because something might come up. Maybe they gotten sick or something like that. So that's why it's always good to have more of those applications, just to see who can fill in those spots. So yeah, it's always good to have some extra spots. But yeah, we're going to be crafting the raid key to get ready for that raid when that time does come. In order to do that, we're going to need 10 Zarathax monster summons, which we already have in our, Monstrology. I actually just got a badge recently from collecting like 10,000 monster animus. So here it is, Zarathax. We have 338 animus. So here we go. Create a summon treasure card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. 10 monster Zarathax summons over here. The Voracious Void raid key, you're gonna need 625 Azoth. Then you're gonna need the monster magic summons of Zarathax, which we've just did. He is located in Dragonspire. I forgot what area it specifically was. Plaza of Conquest? No, I don't think it's that. But it's in Dragonspire. It's not too far of a walk. But yeah, grind him a little bit and get some animus, and then boom, you'll get that. But here we go, guys. The Voracious Void raid key. Crafting it again. And boom. The Voracious Void raid key yet again. Here it is in my grasp all over again. It's like we feed it to my pet. Can you imagine? But main synopsis, or main general thing is that I'm not gonna put the key in unless I actually have like an actual team that actually knows what to do, what the roles are gonna be. I feel like what's gonna happen is that on the raid day, when that day happens, or when the time happens specifically, but when that day happens, we're gonna get a lot of people that want to join in last second, and then they're not gonna know what to actually do. They're just gonna be like, hey, can I tag along on the raids? And like they'll just walk around not knowing what to do, and it kind of messes it up for everyone. And this raid Battlegate will stay up for 3 hours, right? you can get some pretty good loot, but that's only if you have a pretty good team. So, I mean, after this raid run, if we somehow still don't do it, I don't know what to say. I mean, that's it for raids for me, because Novus is just around the corner, and I am not focused on raids right now. So, this is it, guys. This is your make or break point. If you want to play, or if you really want some loot, bring your A game, and please join the Discord call. Again, you don't have to use your microphone. I know my voice, I am a little shy too, but you just have to listen. That's all, that's all I ask. And just have bare minimum knowledge of the raids. If you don't even know what raids are, just don't do it. Just don't do it. If you've never even seen any raid videos, or if you're unfamiliar with any of the roles, I just don't do it, right? And the reason I say don't do it is because you might be getting barked at a lot of people. You might be getting yelled at. A lot of people be like, hey, you're supposed to be doing this role. And so, I just don't want anybody to go through that and stuff like that. It's supposed to be a fun experience, except this time, this raid one will be a very more restrictive. It's going to be very restrictive on who gets to go in, and then, who is, wants to substitute, or, who wants to come back in and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. I can play any role. I can play Vanguard. I'm a good life Jade, I guess. I got the Jade gear set up, but yeah, we will just see what happens. I think Wolf added these awesome statues here, which is kind of going to be a good indication on how to set up the teams. I won't say it now. Actually, I'll say it right now. So let's go over here. Vanguard will be all the way over here next to the Celestian statue right here. I want to know what item this is, actually. Yes, this Celestian Legion statue. The Vanguard team will be right here. Now, right now, Vanguard team is kind of iffy because, again, we do have 2 people that said that they might not make it, which, again, is to be expected. So, Vanguard team might need a little bit of a rearrange. So, we'll see what happens there. Let's go all the way over here. Combat team on the outside will be right here. This is a Jade Oni statue, or just an Oni statue. But the combat team for the outside will be right here, near the Oni statue. Hopefully this is making sense for people, because I feel like it's still gonna somehow mess up. And then over here by the Minotaur statue will be the runners. Okay. Now I'm kind of sounding condescending now, and I really don't like that. But yes, the Minotaur will be the STO. STO. This is the search team outside. They run. All you have to do is run on those little mana drums. That is it. Now, another misconception is that the speed boost perks, a lot of people said, like, oh, you can put on Boots of the Comet. Apparently, they've kind of disabled all of the type of speed boost in the raids. So, it doesn't matter if you wear the Boots of Comet or that one bundle that gives you an extra speed boost. I think it was from the latest bundle with, like, the train conductor or something like that. But you don't have to worry about playing in pet mode either. It just looks fast because of the animation and just the way it looks. But apparently, all of the speed boost stuff does not work in the raids. Everybody walks at the same amount of speed and pace. So if you are going to be one of the runners, you can bring one of your best gears or whatever you want. You can just bring like stat gear. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. There's no speed boost in the raids. So hopefully that clears up a little bit of misconception. There's also a really big misconception concerning Jades and like life Jades. A lot of people said that like Life Wizard or the Jades should have more resist rather than outgoing. But then I've heard some, stuff about, oh, they should focus on outgoing. Resist is basically useless, apparently, because the enemies in the raids have about 50% pierce. So, you know, there's different strategies for how the raids go, but I think it just depends on the player and just, like, the team in general, because for me, I wasn't really dying in the raids on Vanguard team. I wasn't really, like, close to death or anything, so, I mean, I don't really think that my healing gear is terrible, or, actually, no, I think it's actually perfect for the raids, honestly. I think it's pretty much perfect, but yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about I mean, honestly, I'd rather just focus on resist because, you know, a dead healer is kind of a useless healer, you know? So, you know, just try to find a mixture of stats and just see what works for you, you know? Just see what works for you. Now, that pretty much wraps it up for all the news, pretty much. I mean, we're just gonna see how this thing goes. I mean, we're just gonna see how this raid goes, and again, if we somehow fail again, or even if we don't even manage to even do it in general, then I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm just kind of done with raids after that. I mean, honestly, I just kind of want the badge. Like, I don't really care about the raid gear or, oh, the life hat is awesome for life wizards. Like, I just don't care for that because the new world has yet to come out. We don't know if that gear is gonna rival the raid gear or if the next future world is gonna rival the raid gear. And honestly, I just don't really think raids are really worth it as the way they are. I mean, it just takes a ton of resources, and then it's gonna be on a 6-day cooldown, and it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of farming, it's a lot of dedication, and you gotta be really dedicated for it. But, yeah, this will be my last raid run attempt. Now, a lot of people want me to live stream. I can't live stream, guys. I have, like, 0 internet. I literally can't live stream. So, no live stream. It will just be all recorded. I'll see if I can live stream, but my internet will probably just drop as usual. So, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, this will be my last raid. That's it. And, until next time, I will see you at the raids. And until then, see you later, and we'll see what happens. Peace.